In Texas, we congratulate you for surviving another August. We're now in September. Hallelujah. And let's bring it on. All right. We want you to elevate your life by going underground. By that, we mean supporting independent art, independent music, independent print, independent movies. So, in that vein, we brought two expert lockpickers from Fangoria magazine. So we're going to push the key through the keyhole and peek into the secret world of what's going on at Fangoria magazine. We invite you to come along with us. So who did we bring? Jessica, who is VP of Ops and Associate Publisher.
Hello.
And Natasha, Director of Digital Production and Social Media Engagement. What a title. Thank you guys for being here.
Absolutely.
Janie Slash, you look so good.
Hi. I don't have a fancy title.
If you love the genre world of horror, if you fly your freak flag, then text your friends right now, message your friends right now, because we're live, and we'll be here for about 90 minutes. Get a hold of them and tell them to watch in with us, and add a comment on Facebook. And if you've got a question for Fangoria, we'll try and get to it.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the chat on the Facebook page right now. So if you have any questions, just send them on over.
So let's start with, of course, look, here's what we're going to talk about. The magazine, the audio state, the book event you have at Deep Vellum Books coming up, and Puppet Master, Brawl and Subblock 99, any other movies we should talk about. Any casting calls you're doing? We want to know about those first. We do. So, okay, so welcome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, privileged to be here.
I subscribe to the magazine.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome.
We're glad it's back. So tell us the news. Now, we keep hearing cool things. That's going to be a big issue. It's going to be cool and glossy and full of great stuff. It's a quarterly, right?
Yes. So Fangoria is it got a facelift basically.
Oh.
So yeah. So it's quarterly now. So that's 4 issues a year in October, January, April, and July. And we've upped the paper stock. So it's much thicker than the Fangorias that you're used to.
These are some old issues.
If you put maybe all of these together,
That's
this
not
is what
even,
the
not even.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
this is what you're looking at.
So every 3 months you get a 3-month version.
Basically, yeah,
Yep.
There you go.
yeah, easiest way to put it.
Cool.
But we're really excited about it, and the team has worked really hard, and we know that everyone's just gonna love it. Like, there's some really awesome stuff in the magazine. I wish I could share it all. But we've been pretty tight-lipped about everything. So.
Well, don't be tight-lipped here. It's just us.
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
us. We're at the
Okay.
bar. We're sharing a water, and we're just talking.
We're at the
Yeah.
bar sharing a water. I don't know what kind of bar that is.
We're at the Starbucks bar. We're sharing
waters. I mean, we really do have to be tight-lipped about it, but it's coming out in October. So there's also something else happening in October.
It's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Exactly. We wanted to bring that feeling back where, like, you waited for the magazine to come in the mail.
Right. It's a wonderful
So-
day when you get it.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So we really wanted people to feel that again. And it comes in a little black body bag, like it used to. And so it's just that analog experience of just getting something in the mail in your hands and seeing the content for the first time. instead of just kind of reading about it online and then getting it. So it's really special. And we actually went through it last week.
Oh.
And
It looks
So please do
so
tell.
great.
Do tell. Let's turn off the microphone. Just kidding. And
Turn off the microphone.
and just
and-
record it.
no, and then we just talk among friends.
Yeah, no. You'll have to wait. And I will say we're really, playing up that analog experience. It will not be available online anywhere.
Ever.
No digital
Ever.
version
I
at all.
really, really like that. I don't like digital magazines at all. I like getting it in your hands, the smell of it. You
Yes,
know,
the
even especially
smell,
especially in
yes.
Texas, it gets a little warmed up usually
Yeah,
when you get in the
yes.
mailbox, and it's amazing, and I love it, and I love collecting them all.
Yes.
Yes.
Keeping them all and I like being able to go back through them, thumb through them.
Yes.
Good point. And whereas digital disappears.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It gets lost in the shuffle, and I
lost.
forget it's there. There's nothing like
This-
Yeah.
rediscovering an old issue of a magazine that you're like, oh, and then you maybe missed a movie that came out 2 years ago, and you get to read about it again. There's usually good interviews and good coverage of it. It's exciting.
And there's nothing like that experience where you have to turn off the internet.
Right.
And you go and you sit in your favorite chair or, on the couch and you're sitting through and you're reading, hours worth of material. And so,
With your favorite pet next to you.
Will it be
Yeah,
available?
absolutely.
Will it be available in stores like Barnes and Noble and things like that, or is it
So-
just going to be through the mail?
yes. So we will be available in stores, but select stores. So we really want to give subscribers the first opportunity to, look and feel the magazine. But we're working with Diamond Distribution, and so we'll have it in some comic stores and specialty shops. But we really want, subscribers to be the ones that are
Will
getting
you pull
it.
your mic just a little bit closer?
Yeah.
I like that you're going to put it in independent stores. I think that's really neat, especially comic book stores, because I frequent a lot of comic book stores, and comic book stores start carrying some really neat things like the morbid coloring books,
Yes.
and different types of magazines and publications, and they've got some really awesome horror comics in there too. And those are going to be probably like your main audience of readers.
Absolutely, and so that's why we decided to go this way, because it just makes sense, and we want everybody to be able to get Fangoria in their hands, and those are our fans.
And
so.
I mean, we were talking about it before the show started, how we were both those like Fangoria fanatics when we were younger, but we could never own the copy, so we would sit in the magazine store and
Oh,
read
yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
cover to cover. And when I was a poor college student, I did the same thing.
Guilty.
That's what Barnes and Noble's
Like
for.
absorb it.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, I can't give you the $10. I work at Blockbuster and I'm broke. It's like 2 hours of work.
So let's take a look at the website. It's fangoria.com.
Yes.
Yes,
So we want people to go there.
absolutely,
If you're,
100%.
if you're watching or listening, go that. And then what do you do in the top right?
Click on
Natasha?
that red subscribe.
Click on that. There it is.
Perfect.
60
There
bucks
it
marked
is.
down. Just click that red button. It's easy, and it will come to your doorstep.
Absolutely. If you subscribe before September 11th. So the cutoff to get the October issue is
Oh, okay,
September
okay.
11th.
Okay.
So
All right, so good heads up.
You have
Yes.
9 days left.
Yeah.
Get on
Yes.
And
it
then you
right
get
now.
a magazine next month.
yes.
Next month.
You don't have
It's
to wait
so
as
soon.
long.
Just in time for Halloween.
Right. It's so soon.
Is it going to be like a special, I know you can't talk about too much, special Halloween edition?
So
I know it's covers like
it's in
probing.
October and Halloween's in October, so there
It's the
may be
perfect-
some content.
It's the
in
perfect
there.
time for debut, and also you have some really good new, not really, I don't know if they're going to be good or not, but you have like reboots from some, classic horror films, and then you also have remakes and things like that. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be cool.
So we
I
cover
can
a
imagine.
wide span of films and stuff that I've never even heard of.
Let's talk about that.
Well, okay. She can't.
Yeah,
No.
I
Does
mean,
that,
I mean,
okay, does that mean sci-fi?
Well,
So
does that
we're-
mean
does that mean classics to
So it's-
modern day?
Yes, absolutely. That's what that means. So
Okay.
we're strictly horror, and it's classics to modern day. We've got a really interesting piece about a movie that didn't get made. That's going to be in there.
Cool.
So
old
there's-
80s favorites and old 80s
Oh, totally. Yep.
junk movies that people
Yes.
still that like them now, but they were horrible when they came out?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And we definitely play homage to the classic Fangoria throughout the magazine. So
There are a lot
we
of-
bring a lot of things back that are are really important.
I have a question
I'll let you
Okay,
answer.
from our online.
from our online,
Okay.
from my friend Ben. He said that he loves Fangoria Presents Dread Time Stories, the super creepy audio plays, and he plans to produce more multimedia horror in addition to the new magazine.
Great question, Ben.
Woo! Yeah.
Ben's a
Yay!
very smart guy.
Thank you, Ben.
He loves horror a lot. Yeah.
Great
Him
question.
and his wife were really cool.
Is this when we dovetail to Audio State ebooks? Is that what he's
Should,
is that what he's asking?
That kind of
about?
leads
Or-
into it, definitely.
Okay, but he's referring to an article or a series in the magazine.
Dread
Time.
Dread Time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our first priority is getting the magazine 100% right. 100% what the fans remember and love. So that's our first priority. But once we get that rolling, all hell's gonna break loose.
Absolutely.
So
Well, we like it when hell breaks.
yes. So we definitely plan on doing audio dramas, audio states, getting into podcasting. We want to do everything. So
What I hear you saying is you're partnering with the Corpsepaint show
hey,
to let's not rule it out.
oh, definitely not. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You are.
And we would like to be your partner. We'll talk later.
Yes, we'll talk later. More
Let's keep
info.
talking about Fangoria. Like, this is not the time for that. Come on, Satan.
Let's have a business meeting.
Satan's trying to do a business deal
Yeah,
with
right
you right
now.
now. Don't ever do business with Satan.
Sign
That's
this.
how I'm
It doesn't
here.
usually work out well.
Yeah.
But
That's funny.
We could talk later.
Okay, but
about
look,
that.
on Cinestate is the parent company.
Yes.
Okay. And so, but I saw a big thing there on audio
Yes,
books,
absolutely.
and okay, that all right.
Jess
me.
is the
So
Okay,
Jeff,
yes.
so Jeff, now
Yeah.
she's calling you Jess. I'm calling you Jessica.
Jessica when I'm in trouble. Jess is casual.
All right. So on the first, we'll go to the website. It's cinestate.com. Now, this is a cool website.
It is a very
you
cool
in charge of
website.
I am not. Jess had a lot to do with it.
Okay.
Though.
Kind of.
It is cool.
It is very
Because
cool.
look. So click on books or no audio. I'm
Yep.
sorry, and then we get a little info here. You have to scroll down to the audio state, right?
Yes.
now,
like that.
one of them is called Narrow Caves.
The Narrow Caves.
Narrow Cave.
Yes.
The Narrow Caves.
Uh-huh.
And you click on it, and it goes right to what is that? Amazon, where you can order.
It's Audible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Audiobook.
And so basically what we did with the Narrow Caves is we took a script that for whatever reason hadn't gotten made into a film, and we got name actors,
Yeah.
and we produced it as a ear movie is the best way to put it into words. And so it's basically as you're listening to it, the whole experience, you feel like you're watching it, but you're just listening to it. And so it's
I want
a
you
little
real-
more
real
than an
close,
audio
Jessica.
drama.
Real close, yeah.
It's a little more than an audio drama.
Well,
And so
because of sound effects and great actors.
absolutely.
and- gotcha.
So there was a lot of thought and effort and work put into it to make it, like I said, an ear movie. And so that's definitely something that we want to do through Fangoria. That's one of the, many projects that we have, ideas floating out in the realm is, part of the audio stuff. We think it's so cool, and it's kind of an untapped market. So
Neat.
why not do it?
It's kind of a huge thing right now too, because I know there's a lot of people, like especially me, I do it at my day job. I listen to horror stories and a bunch of YouTube narration. There's a lot of YouTube horror narrators on there, and that's what I listen to when I work in the mornings. I get to work super early, so I just turn that on and do my job for a little bit, and it's
Like
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think of like a normal audiobook or something like that right now, it's very just, monotone, and it's just somebody reading. But when you think of an audio state, it's that next level. It's got the Foley, it's got the effects, it's got everything into it. So
And horror fans like things. We like all different types of what's the word?
Formats.
Formats, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're not just the movies. We like, the collectibles, the magazines, the books, the audio stories, all the things.
You're right. The toys.
We
yeah,
used to just completely immerse ourselves in the whole horror
We do.
genre in general.
totally.
And you know why? Because it makes us feel better, and we can avoid the news. We were saying earlier, real news is more scary
100%.
than horror movies.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
Horror is that great escape.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Which is really funny to say when you're watching somebody, being chased by a killer with a, leather face or something like that.
it's fake.
But
Exactly.
exactly.
It's usually fake.
It's fake.
There's a great
Sometimes.
quote by Wes Craven. He's like, horror doesn't create fear, it releases fear.
Good
Yes.
point.
So it's kind of like that moment.
Absolutely.
R.I.P.
Is it,
Wes
it-
Craven.
is-
Yes.
It's good for you. Isn't it healthy? Somebody proved that watching horror is healthy because it gives your, it gets your heartbeat pumping and all those things like that. And, it helps. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say here, but that's what I read, that it's good for your heart to watch horror.
I'm sure
I like it.
is.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
That's why we love it. We
It's
love
good
horror.
for
Very
you.
cool.
It's
So,
an escape. It's a release.
The magazine is Fangoria, and then Audio State is under Cinestate, the Cinestate umbrella. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's going to be both. So there'll be audio states that are under Cinestate, and there'll be audio states that are horror that are under Fangoria.
Oh, cool. All right. And then the book event at Deep Vellum, I hope I sent this to Ziggy. It was an event link.
Yes.
For Deep Vellum Books, which is on Commerce Street.
Yes.
And we love that place.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
a very cool place.
So, but tell me about what is it? What are you doing there?
So this is our author, Preston Fossil. He's actually...
So that's him on the right.
Yep. Yes.
I want a caricature of him.
Right?
Can you put me in touch with who?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Totally.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. So Preston, he is not only is he one of the authors that we picked up, but he wrote for Fangoria as well, and he's our story editor for Cinestate. So he's kind of a jack of all trades, and he wrote this really awesome novel set in the 80s in New York. It's like a grindhouse novel, and it's called Our Lady of the Inferno. And so
can we go
that's
back
his
to that
book
just-
launch.
Yeah.
And so that's his book launch, which will be at Deep Vellum, September 4th.
So he'll be there,
14th. Yes.
and he'll have plenty of copies of the book.
Absolutely,
Yes.
and
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
be there as well.
Yep.
Oh,
So
good.
Is,
Okay.
is he doing like a signing? Is that
Yep.
what's happening?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
And when is that? September 14th?
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
exciting.
it
We can do
publishes.
that.
Well, we'll be here. Of course we will.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
That's,
Nice.
Yeah,
but we
so
will-
the book publishes, sorry, it publishes September 11th, and then September 14th is the launch party.
Now,
That's
we
awesome.
want to give a shout out to Deep Vellum Books too.
Yes,
Yeah, totally.
absolutely.
When they opened 2 years ago, I was very thrilled, and I try and push people over there. We're in Deep Vellum all the time,
Nice.
and I was so glad to see a cool bookstore.
Oh yeah, Deep Vellum's awesome. They a couple months ago we had a book release for a Cinestate book, the Megarathi, and they're just so generous and great over there. Love them.
It was a great event.
Great. So, Commerce Street in Deep Vellum with a V, Books,
Yes.
and that's on September 14th.
Yes.
Very cool. All right, and now, can we go to the coolest movie in the world at the moment? Puppet Master!
Yay, Puppet Master.
Because we hate Nazi puppets.
Yeah.
Don't reveal anything, but we hope they all get
No
killed.
spoilers.
No spoilers.
Actually, I kind of like spoilers. Can I write an article
we have,
for you?
We have like quite a few friends that end up
the
being extras in that
positiveness of
movie.
spoilers.
Oh, awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wanted to do it, but it didn't work out with my schedule.
So that's how we actually met Preston. He
really?
was
Yeah.
an extra in Puppet Master.
Oh,
Right.
oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, he was an extra in Puppet Master, and then right after we finished filming, we did a panel at Texas Frightmare, and Preston came up to Dallas and handed him his book, and the rest is history. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's
pretty cool.
awesome.
Small world, let me tell you, but it's pretty cool.
we love it.
It's awesome.
That really ties together. So, hey, look, can we just show the trailer?
Yeah.
Please do.
absolutely, Yeah.
The Red Band trailer.
I don't know.
Oh,
I probably. Yeah, probably. Let's see. This looks so good. This movie.
Yeah.
I apologize for not seeing it yet.
Oh, that's okay.
What?
It's
There's-
on demand right
yes,
now.
it's on demand.
It's on demand.
And we're going to talk about all your movies. Make sure they're
It's
on demand.
Is it on Amazon? It's on Amazon.
is on
right?
Amazon,
Okay.
yes.
Cool. See, we have Amazon Prime.
Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, pretty much everything.
Thank you to Ziggy over there who runs our whole board, and he is keeping us in line. So yeah, if we'll ask him to cue that up, and let's go up.
This motion picture is one of the most violent films ever made. There are 21 scenes of puppet violence and sadistic cruelty graphically shown. The content and subject matter may be upsetting for those under 18, those with weak hearts, and those of delicate nature.
This cellar workshop is where André Toulon manufactured puppets. It is unclear how many of these puppets were made, though 60 or so of them are expected to be in Postville by tomorrow for the auction.
That's not mine. I don't really know how that got here.
Maybe it walked.
Hello. Jesus. Well, you definitely seem like a toy that a maniac would make.
Why would anybody create a Nazi puppet?
They're little, they're fast. Anne Frank was hiding in her attic. Puppet could find her.
See, Fangoria gets it right because there's a lot of humor in horror.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the opening where it explains all the things in it and puppet violence.
Yeah.
We're just glad that you're anti-Nazi. That's what
Absolutely.
we're really glad about.
100%.
You know, so many people these days that surprise you. Like,
know.
fuck off, asshole. You know, we're glad you guys are
Yeah, of course.
anti-Nazi
Totally.
puppets.
Yes.
Wow, that
100%.
looks so cool. All right,
it's
so
fun
where
movie.
can we find it? We find it everywhere, right? VOD?
Yes, it's on demand on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Comcast, all the platforms.
Very good.
Yes, and it will also be released on 4K, DVD, and Blu-ray September 25th. So
Big announcement.
you'll be able to own it.
So on Blu-ray and all that, are there cool extras and
Oh yeah,
interview with you?
not me,
Okay.
but the puppets will be in there. So
Oh, the puppets get interviewed?
They're the most important part.
Now, be honest with me. Were you guys
What kind
extras?
of questions would you ask a puppet? If I had to interview a puppet.
I would ask like,
I feel like that
Did
would be a
anybody
pretty
try
wooden
to pull your
interview.
strings?
yeah, it wouldn't.
What? What? You feel like what? What'd you say?
I said I
I'd be
feel like that would be
They
a
just
pretty
stare at
wooden
you.
interview.
I know, right? Ha,
We're like,
ha, ha.
can
If
I-
they're made of wood.
I shove my
What if
hand
they're
in you?
a stuffed puppet?
Okay. So, did you see the article in? Did I send you this in New York Times, which is the article about how cool puppets are at the moment?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Yeah.
They're scared.
We're
I
very
sent it-
familiar with that article.
Okay, cool.
So
Happy
you
Time
asked.
Murders and Puppet Master came
Right.
out like
Yeah.
back to back.
Happy Time Murders, but we want you to see Puppet Master
I heard
first.
Happy Time Murders wasn't very good. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
I haven't
I
seen it
haven't
either, so I
been to the
can't.
movies
Yeah.
in a
Seen
while,
it.
but I have friends who saw it and said it wasn't great, which made me sad because I wanted to see it.
Who knew on September 2018 puppets would be cresting?
So maybe,
and
maybe
you're riding the
It's
wave.
their
So
time.
maybe just don't see Happy Time Murders and just watch
Puppet Master?
Puppet
That's
Master.
great.
Just watch Puppet
You don't
Master
even have to
twice.
leave. You can watch
Yeah.
it on demand. Yes, watch it twice.
on demand and then buy it. So September 25th.
Right,
buy it.
September 25th on
Perfect.
Blu-ray.
Just
Perfect.
keep watching it because who doesn't want to watch Puppet Master movies all the time?
Okay.
I like Puppet Master. I've always liked Puppet Master.
So when a movie
Same.
floats, do you guys get the opportunity to be in it, be extras, be
Yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility. I know with Puppet Master there was a lot of
because it was
kill
filmed here.
scenes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Puppet Master was filmed here. It was filmed at the Ambassador Hotel, which is very creepy. Well, it was creepy. They're renovating it now, but that basement was something else.
Well, where's
Isn't it supposedly haunted?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's cool about
this is
a
what
lot of-
Grace was talking about. Hi, Grace, if you're watching. She was an extra in this.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a lot of actual movies and like scenes that are filmed at the Ambassador Hotel before they started to restore it. Like for other
Like
movies
it.
and projects and stuff because it's such
Yeah.
a creepy hotel.
It is a very creepy
Gotcha.
hotel. I'm telling you, that basement was something else. So what's cool about the Ambassador is back during Prohibition, it was right across from where Four Corners Brewery is right now.
Okay.
And that used to be stables. And so there's a tunnel that leads from the Ambassador to Four Corners. I never found it, but I know that it's there.
That would be an amazing tunnel to find.
Absolutely. I know I
I'm just
looked.
gonna run between
I
the
looked.
two.
There were some late nights. I looked.
Have you ever been to Four Corners? Had Four Corners beer? It's so good.
It's really good.
My favorite's the Local Buzz.
That one is really
Local
good.
Buzz.
That one's really good.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you've seen.
Yes!
it.
Oh, hey! Thank you, Ziggy. Our engineer slash director of operations here is freaking awesome. Ziggy.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Ziggy Becker.
Great job.
Ziggy's
Hey,
on it.
he's also, there he is. He's also a stand-up comedian.
Oh wow.
Every
awesome.
weekend. Yeah, at Backdoor Comedy Club.
I never really
Nice.
see him stand up though. He's always sitting down.
It's a funny name, isn't it?
I
You're a
get it.
stand-up.
Ah.
All right,
I've
so
never actually seen his comedy. I know he's funny, but I've never actually made it to his show. I feel bad.
is
show's
Brawl
always the
is
same
Brawl in Subblock 99 still on VOD?
It's on
You
Amazon
want-
Prime.
Should we talk about that one?
Sure, that one's awesome.
Okay, so that's Cinestate as
That
well.
is Cinestate.
This is a violent effing movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, I was just going to say, so the difference between kind of Cinestate and Fangoria is, of course, Fangoria will be horror everything, and then Cinestate kind of captures everything else that we're doing. So it's the suspenseful, the dramatic, those kind of things.
Gotcha. Okay, the cop story, or this one is a revenge film. I love those.
It's very gruesome, and I love it, and Udo Kier's great in it. So
Right, and then it makes you not want to go to prison. So I think it's a good lesson for youngsters.
yeah. I don't know if I'd recommend it for
Yeah. Probably
you
not a
know, like
good
an
life
11-year-old,
choice.
but maybe a little older.
All right. Were we talking about the Meg?
Meg? I haven't seen the Meg yet.
I haven't seen the Meg either.
That's not Cinestate.
No.
No.
No,
I see.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Separate story. What mistake did I make? Because I make a lot of them.
We didn't produce that. It was a producing partner who was a producer on that.
Okay.
Right, so
Yeah, that wasn't
that's
us.
where that.
Neither one of us have seen the Meg yet.
Right. Now, but you. Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah.
That's yours.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a good movie.
That's our firstborn.
Now, I have a question now because I'm a big fan of both Bone Tomahawk and Brawl and Cell Block 99. So I am curious to know. So Cinestate is also involved in the production of his next movie, Dragged Across Concrete. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm super excited about this movie, and I don't really know kind of where it is in the. Can you guys talk about that at all?
We
a little
premiere at
bit?
Venice tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It premieres at the Venice
No
Film
way!
Festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's awesome.
Yes, everyone's excited. I got actually pictures from Amanda. She's a producer on that movie, and she was sending me pictures of like gondolas and stuff today. So yeah, we'll be featuring all content from Venice tomorrow on Cinestate's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Nice.
So if you follow us at Cinestate, we'll be posting a lot of behind-the-scenes content from the Venice Film Festival on the world premiere of Dragged Across Concrete.
So
that's
go
amazing.
follow them at Cinestate right now.
Yes.
All you people on Facebook.
You bet.
Because I know you're on Facebook because you're commenting and watching and liking the video.
But any other cool comments?
Open a new window, type in Cinestate. and
Any
it'll go right
respectful
back.
comments that we can share, Janie Slime?
What? Wait, what?
Any
What?
respectful comments we can share?
About what?
No, that you're viewing in
Oh, I'm like, what
On the
comments are you
internet.
talking about? I'm
What
so
is that?
confused. My friend, our friend Richard, friend of the show, likes puppets. He said he wanted to see puppets and blood, and that's exactly what he got. Plus, he likes Udo. That dude is awesome. Much blood.
Nice.
Much love and much blood, Richard.
Love it. Thank you.
We
Richard.
are here to bring you the blood, Richard.
And
Lots of blood.
Glenn said, looking forward to the new film. So
Nice.
people are excited
Thanks,
about
Glenn.
everything.
Nice.
It's all positive.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Great.
Awesome.
Good. And
We
you
have
know,
awesome viewers and fans.
it is
I'm sure you guys
time
do.
for the magazine to come back.
Yes.
I just think we need to support companies and agendas that we like and genres we like
Well,
by buying something physical.
And it's
Totally.
great. It's great that it's coming back because so many other publications have started to suffer. So it's nice to see something coming back and being new and looking at it and going, what can we do to make? Okay, we're going to make a giant mega issue.
Nice.
That
Yes.
only comes in the mail and it's new, it's fresh. You guys looked at something. You're fans. You've been fans for a long time, and that's nice to know that you guys put so much love and effort
Yes.
and time into it and are so proud of it. You can tell.
And my argument is, if vinyl records can come back,
Oh,
then magazines.
Absolutely.
And they never went away. Print is not dead. But
No.
we need Fangoria back.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And we are so excited. Like, me personally, this is a dream job. Like, I'm so thrilled to be part of the team that's bringing Fango back.
What you guys need to just stop by like once a month and update us on everything.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
All right, good.
absolutely.
Or call in.
yeah,
For sure.
totally.
This is our Fangoria minute. We want to
No, we'd be
Love
happy
it.
to. 'Cause there's a lot of stuff going
There's
on.
so much.
There's a
God,
lot.
that's so cool.
Any project like associated that you guys are working on, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
For sure.
appreciate that.
Awesome.
Now, do you know any casting calls coming up? And
They're not going to put you in their movie, Satan.
no. I'm asking for a friend.
Who's your friend?
Okay.
I thought I was
we
your
want,
only
we want
friend.
Jessica. We want Jessica to answer this question.
Okay, so we have a film that we'll be filming in town here in about a month or so. It's called Satanic Panic.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's your movie, right? It's for you.
That's why he's so
and
excited.
it's a really fun
It's
film.
the woman director. I posted something about
Yes,
this.
Chelsea
Yeah.
Stardust.
Chelsea.
Yes, she worked as an assistant for Jason Blum, and then did some stuff with Crypt TV, and we're really excited to have her.
There's nothing we
part of
support
this.
more than women in horror.
Yes, 100%.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Watch our show. I mean, really, that is what we're about. And I just think that it's a female perspective we need right now everywhere.
This is
Don't get me
this is
started.
a very well. This is a very strong female film. It's the four main characters are female. Chelsea's female. She's the director, and Amanda Presnick, who's our VP of production. She's one of the producers on it. So
I
is
saw.
awesome.
Can I talk a moment about the storyline?
Yeah.
'Cause
we can't share too much,
Yeah.
but we can talk a little bit.
Okay, but I thought I saw it was basically about a pizza delivery gone wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ziggy is our okay.
Oh, does that bring up
Bad
bad
subject for
it's like
him.
bad memories? Yeah.
He's had some crazy pizza delivery stories himself, and maybe not quite like the movie. But when you're ready for a sequel, I think you should talk to Ziggy first. So,
Gotcha.
On that.
Gotcha. Cool.
All right. So it's called Satanic Panic, but it's about a pizza delivery gone wrong, and should we leave it at that?
That,
And,
yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Cool.
That's all you can talk about.
Now,
Yep.
silly question: are all the movies filmed here in North Texas? Are all Cinestates? Not really.
No,
They're
not all of them. Yeah, Dragged was filmed in Vancouver. Brawl was New York, but Puppet Master, which is Cinestate Fangoria, was filmed here. One of our films, The Standoff at Sparrow Creek Lumber, that was filmed here. And that one
Is that out?
No, it premieres at TIFF.
Cool.
So
Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's here
The
week after next. Yeah.
Cool. You guys going?
No.
Okay. Too much going on with the magazine.
There's too
coming
much.
out. Yeah.
We got a magazine to publish.
You're right. You're right. And we are demanding. We want
Yes,
to see that magazine.
yes.
Very cool.
I think like when we can film in Dallas, we do.
Absolutely.
Because that's where we're all based, and we'd like to go home to our families every night. So, and we love the community. Like, there's just something about Dallas that's untouched.
Yep.
Like, people are excited when you mention movie. They're like, "Oh my gosh, of course you can use my house," or like, they're excited
You can
about
use the Ambassador Hotel.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
excited about the filmmaking process in general. It's not like LA or New York where they're like jaded and like no.
Jaded.
Yeah. So
We're not jaded. And we're not Austin either.
yeah,
We're friendly.
yeah, exactly. We're
Nothing
friendly.
against you. Hey, and also, I have 2 hearses in case you need them for movies.
Dude, I saw.
Oh my gosh.
See right
that's
next door?
awesome.
Sort of the hearse sales.
I
over
know.
there.
I know.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
this
check
is so
these out.
cool.
That's
When we drove by, we were coming here the first time we moved over here. He was like, "Oh my gosh." Like all the hearses. I was like, "Can you focus on the road? You're scaring me." I don't want to drive into the hearse lot on accident.
So, all right. So we're actually later in the
Like-
show
it's
we're
like
gonna
first porn.
give you some pictures of hearses. Now,
That's
not
amazing.
the ones we own, but one we found yesterday
What?
that Janie slash posted.
Also, for people tuning in now, I want to mention again that you can get Fangoria magazine, because we had a question, from the Fangoria website. It'll be, if you order by September 11th, right?
Yes.
You'll get the October issue, and it'll be available in some independent bookstores, right? And independent
Right
comic
there.
stores.
Yes.
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 And I
It's
posted
been around since-
Subscribe.
And I posted the website and the information in the chat area for today's episode.
Very cool.
Awesome.
And it's
Thank
on
you.
sale.
It is.
It's on
It
sale. You
is.
can get it for $60. It's like what, $15 an issue?
Yes.
It's like
And-
15 cents a page it comes out.
Yeah,
And please
especially
auto-renew
since
me
it's
every year.
like,
We will.
Totally.
it's like 3 months worth of issues, and each issue used to be like what, $10 to $12.
Yeah.
And now you're getting it one that's like 3 months worth for $15. That's like a steal.
Yeah.
It's a great deal, guys. So jump on that and get October's issue.
All right. So before we kind of dovetail into some other things, Deep Vellum topics, etc., I just want to double check any other questions or comments from our chat.
Not that I'm seeing.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So we are going to a convention later this month called Cult Classic.
Oh, cool.
We'll
Yeah.
be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic!
If you guys have a table or just going to hang out?
So our author, Preston Fossil, he will be there at the gas station with copies of Our Lady of the Inferno.
Oh.
Signing books.
So if you miss
awesome.
him on the 14th at Deep Vellum Books, he'll be down in Bastrop
Yes.
at the end of the month. Very cool.
For Cult Classic. Yep.
We
For
will be
Cult
there.
Classic.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
Great.
there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Cult Classic, and you can still get a hotel room. Click on it there. You can still get tickets. It's going to be awesome.
We can hang out. You can hang out with all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang out with
Sweet.
all these ladies.
That love horror.
I love horror. We have a lot of friends going to that, so it'll be great.
It's kind of cool because they have like metal going on, and then they have, the convention. So you can get some metal bands.
It's a perfect combo.
The band that did the brief song intro at the intro of our show is Silver Tongue Devil. They will be playing there on Friday night.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
So block out some time to go mosh with
Totally.
us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Get a mosh on. Get a mosh on.
That's Cult Classic coming up later this month. And hey, look, also the day after your book signing and book release, Janie Slash produces Deadly Sins Burlesque and Sideshow.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
And
Nice.
our 5-year, her
Cineversary.
Cineversary.
Nice.
5-year anniversary is coming. There it is right there. Look.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Love that.
Yeah, celebrating 5 years of Sin and only $5 to get in.
Oh, that's
Can I give you that?
awesome.
Yeah.
And so when we're back on live, I'll hand it to you, Jessica, so it's dramatic.
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's only $5.
That's like,
So you-
what's
It's
that?
going to be
Rad.
the,
Awesome.
one of the wildest parties in September.
Very
Oh, cool.
That's 2 blocks from Commerce Street where you're doing the book.
Yeah.
book tour.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
on
very
Elm
close.
Street. Elm Street.
At Wits End.
Awesome.
Nice.
27.
I think I've been to it.
Yeah, definitely been to it.
Yeah.
It's a cool ass
Very
bar. We're going to have a sideshow to open up the night. A burlesque show, which has some sideshow incorporated into it, and we're gonna close out the night with a fucking badass punk band called Responsible Johnny.
Responsible Johnny. Responsible
we,
Johnny.
We usually just jump on stage and dance with them and throw. They have some crazy weird songs. We usually throw props at people and
Nice.
just do crazy stuff. It's fun.
Nice.
So that there's their logo.
Okay.
Cool punk band. So yeah, after the burlesque show / sideshow, will be the punk band coming on too. So for $5 you can see all that.
We will literally probably be partying until 2 a.m. We'll be closing the bar down.
Sweet.
If you're like, oh, I can't make it, because the show starts about 10ish. You're like, I can't make it. Just come. You'll make it. As long as you get there before the bar closes, we're still partying. And seriously, only $5. Like, who gets a sideshow, a burlesque show, and a band for $5?
That's a deal.
Not many.
quite a
Most
deal.
burlesque shows are like 15.
Speaking of Wits End, they do a cool weekly retro game night, and then once a month they're incorporate. Janie Slash, you want to say it? They do the cool.
He can't say it. Pokemon.
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 There it is, right there.
He's called it Pokemon. Pokemon.
Pokemons.
I did not say that. They
right.
have a Poke Swap.
Now this is a
that's
previous
fun.
one that was at the end of August, but
I'm not gonna lie. I just got educated on Pokemon Go.
There's
I don't have
Pokemon
I don't
Go.
have that app. I feel kind of lost.
Pokemon Go.
It looks really fun.
I played it a little bit whenever it first came out, and my husband and I would go to parks and stuff like that, and then I just kind of teetered off.
It's still around.
Yeah, it's still apparently it's still
That's
around.
cool.
I didn't make it this week. I had homework, but he went and he said it was a good time.
So, but every Wednesday they do retro game night. It's free.
And sometimes
That's
you can
awesome.
hear DJ Satan DJing 80s retro.
It's fun.
DJ Satan. DJ Satan.
Fun.
I think we even have a flyer for DJ Satan. And so there it is.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Love that.
Yes, her
Witch
tongue
House, Dark Wave, Occult. Nice.
Love
And
it.
Vaporwave. It's all those bands that like
Vaporwave.
to sound like the 80s,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yep.
So
Cool.
that's
Very
what we
cool.
play on Wednesday nights over there. And my slogan is far away from conformity because we don't like the mainstream here.
No.
We like underground horror and all horror in Fangoria magazine.
Yes.
I like how he's like, we don't like mainstream, but we like all horror. I feel like mainstream falls in there a little.
I don't know if
Whatever.
horror-
You
I
are
don't know.
super excited about that new Halloween movie. Don't even look me. I feel like that's
Well, I
awesome.
am. It's probably going to be covered in the magazine. Okay, this is what
We
she
don't
is.
know.
Well,
You can't talk about that.
I don't
Make
know.
assumptions. What
I'm
was it?
reading between the lines.
What was
that
it?
Jessica-
Wasn't that a line from the Poughkeepsie tapes? What didn't you learn about assumptions or something like that he said to the person?
it was
Because
silly.
he's like, I'm not a cop. Okay, anyway, we watched the movie. We're gonna talk about that later. I'm just joking because Ziggy knows what I'm talking about. He's nodding. He's
talk
like,
about it
yeah,
later.
I know what Janie's talking about.
Talk about it. All right. So that's at Wits End also in Deep Vellum. We love
Cool.
Deep Vellum.
Yeah.
We call it the entertainment capital of Texas.
I agree
sure.
with that.
Yeah.
Not Austin, not 6th Street.
Yep.
Wits End. I
Don't
mean,
start that war here right now.
Deep Vellum, Dallas, Texas.
I have friends out there.
You're right. Okay. Hey, speaking of Deep Vellum, another event that we love doing is the free metal night at Brain Dead Brewing. Now, Brain Dead is over on Main Street,
Okay.
and it's a great restaurant.
Yep.
And there's one of their event pages. So free show. They have every Thursday a free metal show.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
And they do it.
Is it? Oh, September 27th, Silver Tongue Devil. I got excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited about all of them, but that one's like a few weeks down the road. So September 27th.
Very cool.
It's every Thursday though. That's
Oh,
just
cool.
the one in
Yeah.
the future. Sorry.
You
I
did
got
awesome.
excited. I was like, oh, this Thursday, Silver Tongue Devil. Sorry, and then I was like, oh, September 27th. I'm so excited about this Thursday. Who's playing this Thursday? Do you know?
I don't know offhand. You know, I'm not sure if it's posted yet. Now, our good friend Tyler organizes that, and sometimes he doesn't have the bands finalized until
That's fine.
Monday or
That's
Tuesday.
fine. It's
so.
cool. And you can also get a massage. Did you mention metal massage?
I did not. Please cover that.
What's a metal massage?
My best friend is this really talented massage therapist. It's called Rock and Soul Wellness, and on Thursdays she goes out and brings out her massage chair, and she calls it heavy metal massage. She gives you massages while he plays heavy metal music.
Wow,
Awesome.
that's awesome.
It's an extra way to relax. I like my metal massage. It's nice. I'm like laying there listening to heavy metal music. You just can't mosh while you're getting the massage. That makes it awkward and more difficult for her. But yeah, it's $1 a minute.
That's not bad.
That's pretty cool.
So,
awesome.
yeah,
You know, you could be like, I really wanted to go to that metal show tonight, but man, I could use a massage. Guess what? You can get both.
And you need that before a metal show, definitely.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Massage. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Loosen up those muscles so you can get more. And then you need it after too, so you can be like,
All right. So, any other secrets going on that you can tell us about?
No.
Okay.
No
if
comment.
there's secrets, they can't tell you them.
We'll be at quite a few festivals
Good.
coming
October's
up.
a really busy month for us, so we'll be at a lot of.
Well, let's talk about it.
What festivals
So,
are you gonna be at?
Cult Classic.
We'll be at Cult Classic, that kind of sets things in motion. And then we have some launch parties lined up. We're working on one that's going to be here in town.
You'll let us know.
Yes,
Definitely.
we will let
It'll
you
be
know.
posted.
Definitely.
Yes, we'll definitely let you know. But we're also going to be at Telluride, and Natasha's going to go to Axe Wound, which is in Massachusetts. So there's just
Oh, I've never heard
Fangoria's
of
going
Axe
to try.
Fest.
Axe Wound is run by the Women in Horror Month folks. Yes.
I
So
wanna
we're
go
really
to
excited about
that.
that one.
That sounds exciting. I didn't even know that existed. We need
Yes.
more information on that so we can share it.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, please send us
Yeah,
that.
we're really excited about that one for sure. So
Yeah.
there's just
I'm
so
excited
many-
about Satanic Panic.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
He buys, and he also he loves things with the word Satan in them.
Really?
Yeah. He's so funny because we used to go to like half price books and buy tons and tons of DVDs, and half of them would be like Satan, or devil at the door,
Satanic.
or Satan, or devil, and there you go, Satan cycle.
Oh, hey, this is
So
my updated
he would
picture.
be
Yeah.
he would be
Oh,
excited
cool.
anyway, but the fact that it's also called Satanic Panic makes him like
Even
ripple
more so.
excited.
Just
Yeah,
kind of like
not taking away
over the
from it.
edge.
I'm just saying the fact that you added Satanic in there it makes him more excited.
Love it.
All right, so you saw the picture.
Yes.
Okay, you kind of saw our pose there. Now, on this show, we have a tradition of doing the black metal pose.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll do it all together. It's kind of like this.
I just stick my tongue out.
Yeah, fair enough. But you have to either do this or, like you're
Like
grabbing
this.
a grapefruit. All right, so both
Mine-
together.
This is the lazy pose.
That is what we're all about.
That's so metal.
It is.
Okay, I have another question.
Got it.
As you're all fans of horror of all kinds, what would you say was the defining horror film that made you want to make and get involved in making horror films, if they may ask? That would be
man,
sure.
sure.
Not me. I don't
Yeah.
make horror films.
Natasha makes horror. We're going to talk later about it.
Oh.
Okay. So no, just what was?
Okay.
Yeah. I think did that make sense? The way I read
So it's kind of like
Yeah.
what horror film got us into horror?
Yeah, what made you passionate about horror? Made you like, yes, I want to be a part of horror for, the job, possibly. Your love and passion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. When I was 6 years old, I knew that I loved horror, and I grew up like late 80s, early 90s. So when A Nightmare Before Christmas came out, I was like, oh my God, what is this movie? And I was 6 years old, and like I watched that VHS pretty much until I broke it. And then that entered into the whole Tim Burton world. And from there, I was like, oh my gosh, there's more horror. And so my dad would take me to video stores, and we would just look around, and I would always end up in the horror section. And I wouldn't even rent anything necessarily. I would just look at the covers, and I just loved the artwork. And when I was 6 years old, I can just remember seeing Jack Skellington for the very first time. And some people might not consider that a horror movie, but to me, that was definitely my gateway movie into horror as a 6-year-old. So that was it for me. Once I saw that skeleton, I was like hooked.
That is a great answer.
Thank you.
That is a great, cool answer.
For me, I was also 6. It was A Nightmare on Elm Street. My aunt was babysitting me, and she thought that I was asleep, and I wasn't. And so she was watching Nightmare on Elm Street in the living room, and I went on the side of the couch and I started watching it, which was an awful idea. But the thing is, she noticed that I was watching it, and she didn't turn it off.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell me to go to sleep. She let me sit through the entire thing. And so I was terrified. I didn't want to go to sleep. Like, I had nightmares the whole night. And the next day and for the next few weeks, she would sing 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. And then she still does it. Like, to this day, she came and visited a few weeks ago and she was laughing about it and singing it.
Oh.
And so I was absolutely terrified of Freddy. But at that point, that's when I just started watching horror. I just kept watching anything that I wasn't supposed to on TV and just terrifying myself every day.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. That was my gateway.
Can I answer?
Go for
I remember
Totally.
late night, this movie would come on called Invaders from Mars. And then there was a remake, and I
Right.
like that too. So I don't know. I still like Invader type movies like that. Slightly sci-fi, you know.
Nice. I love slashers. They're my favorites.
That's Janie's too, I think.
Oh, awesome.
I'm a creature feature girl.
Nice.
I lean that way.
But technically, like, my first horror movie was actually Silver Bullet.
Oh man, Silver Bullet. It's awesome.
And then
That's
The
my
Howling.
boyfriend.
Nice.
Yeah,
The
my
Howling.
grandparents were like, just let me watch it, and I was like a kid. And I was
The
like,
werewolf.
This is so scary and cool.
I love werewolf movies.
Yeah.
Ziggy, you're welcome to answer this too.
Weird enough, I would say probably the original Godzilla movies, because
Oh, yeah.
I was such a fan of those, and then I was like 12 or 13, and then someone was like, "Oh, if you like that, like weird creature stuff, watch The Thing." And
yeah.
so I watched The Thing, and it was like the biggest mind fuck when you're like 12. Like, wait, what happened to his arms? and then just from there, I got really into just everything that John Carpenter did, and then from there, I became like into slashers, and now like the Friday the 13th series is my favorite movie series of all time.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite podcasts, Kill by Kill, they actually had Phil Nobile Jr. on, and he was talking about
Yep.
the Fangoria reboot. So I was pretty excited to have you guys come on.
Awesome.
Which one's your favorite? I know we've covered this before, but which one's your favorite Friday the 13th?
3 in 3D.
Yes.
You have to watch it
Nice.
in 3D.
Yes. 3 and 3D, and then 6. I like.
Well,
6.
3 is also Fangoria's favorite, and I can say that because Debbie is reading Fangoria in that movie.
Yes, she is.
That
That's very true.
Yes, she is.
Very
is so
true.
good.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
You-
that was my first. Like, I saw Halloween, and I liked Halloween, but I remember like TBS did like it was Halloween night, and they did like a full Friday the 13th marathon. I watched like all of them, and one night it was like up all fucking night watching it, and I was like, "What is this? This is so magical!" And,
Yep.
with all the awesome like 80s music and shit, and then I know that's Friday 13th by far is like my favorite slasher
You
series.
you can tell Fangoria is loved because you have this great campaign going on. Tom Savini, a whole bunch of other
Yes.
Oh yeah.
urging people to subscribe. We're urging people to subscribe because we love you too.
Aww.
Thank you guys.
But it's so
you.
badass that you got all these directors and big names. And
They are so generous. I couldn't like every day. Like I can't believe I get to talk to these people. Like I'm like, oh my god, Tom Savini just DM'd me on Twitter.
isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
What?
Yeah.
What just happened? But no, they've been great. Like they're so generous. You know, they're excited. Just to know they're excited for Fangoria to come back is just so special.
Yes, it is.
So you know,
And-
there would be no Fangoria without them.
It's
And-
great
and
to have
didn't-
support from the community. That's like the most important part, and the fact that you're getting that support is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Did Tom Savini say he was in the first 1979?
He was.
He was.
Yep. The very first issue.
With Godzilla on the cover.
Oh yeah, Godzilla. I love Godzilla.
I want you to know though, who you're talking about Nightmare Before Christmas not being a horror movie. When it first came out, my mom took me to see it, and I was like, I don't want to see it. I'm scared. And she's like, why is it? Because he takes his head off in the preview. And that horrifies me. I went and saw it and I loved it like everybody else. I thought that was the most amazing movie ever. And for years, like I used to watch it like all the time. I went and saw it in theaters and they did it in 3D. But yeah, just so you know, I thought it was a horror movie when I was a kid because he pulled his head off, and that was horrifying.
Oh yeah, it's a
I was
scary
like,
movie.
why does he pull his head off?
When you watch it, you're like, what? And then like all the little kids are getting scared, and the Oogie Boogie
is terrifying.
Oogie Boogie's
Such
terrifying.
a cute movie now, though. I think it's so fucking cute.
I like when Hot Topic started putting out, like, I love Hot Topic and still shop there, but like when they started like all their Nightmare Before Christmas merch, I was like, I liked it before them. Like, no.
It's everywhere now. You
It's
can
mine.
buy it like anywhere and everywhere. I went to Ohio a few weeks ago, and I went to the Christmas Story Museum in Ohio because that was where the movie was filmed. And they had Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise in there.
What?
Yeah, in the
crazy.
gift shop for
Weird.
Christmas Story. Like they had leg lamps and pink bunny suits, and then over here was like some Funko Pops and like some throws and all this like different Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise. I was like, this seems weird.
Strange.
This is not.
That doesn't make sense to
I was
me.
like, this doesn't fit here. And then they had some Grinch stuff too. And I was like, I get that it's Christmas, but still feels weird.
Wow.
Because it's not really affiliated with that movie.
Yeah, they're just
That
trying
doesn't
to
make a lot of sense.
Just trying to
Cash
cash
in
in on
anywhere.
it. They're like, they like Christmas. I bet they like the morbid side of Christmas too. So, yeah.
This is a weird question, but like the logo changes slightly. Like there's one here that has the fangs on the side.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, I like yours.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
ours is basically the classic logo, just with a little bit of modern touch.
Yeah, a little bit sharpened. Sharpened.
It's
yes.
recognizable but modernized.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Well said, Jandy Slash.
That was great.
Love it. Exactly.
People would be like, what is that?
Exactly.
Plus, people who are passionate about something tend to sometimes reject new things if it's too new. So you want it to feel like nostalgic and exciting at this. There's like a balance.
Definitely.
I think you guys totally got that balance.
And that's something we've kept in mind throughout, when we first announced we were taking over, all the way through, the magazine.
Yeah.
So finding that balance of classic and
Yes.
modern.
And we
Yes.
have an awesome art director, Ashley.
Yes,
She's
she's amazing.
She redid the logo. She did the whole.
She did the whole magazine
layout.
She does.
So
all
the layout, the
graphics,
graphics
everything that
is
you see,
Ashley.
That's
Yes.
Ashley. She's
Yes.
our rock
Way to
star.
go, Ashley.
Ashley's
Yay,
awesome.
Ashley. Ashley's awesome.
Hails to you.
Yes.
Because I wanted to ask about the graphic and the layout and all that, and the image of it is so important.
Absolutely, it is, and it's a awesome magazine. Like, I wish I could tell you so much
Right,
more,
I understand.
But soon.
Yeah.
It's only a month
You'll know
away.
soon.
and
I don't
it'll be
mind
in
when you tease me.
hands.
I don't mind when you tease me.
It just looks so sleek and awesome, and like I said, we paid homage to a lot of the classic, like the classifieds and things like that you remember. So those kind of logos and things.
Very neat.
Yeah,
like
we're
it.
excited.
I like that. And you know what? You know what's bigger now than ever? The 80s.
Yeah,
And movies from the 80s. And music
yeah.
from the 80s.
absolutely.
It's bigger now than it was then.
I know.
and so, what I hear you saying is that's kind of part of the classics that
Absolutely.
you touch on probably and such.
Totally.
Okay, I have another question.
Yep.
You guys ever go to Fright Fest, which I believe is in the UK, London?
Oh, we were.
Puppet
just
Master was there. Yeah.
Puppet Master was just there.
Uh-huh.
There's the
And
answer.
Barbara was
Barbara
there.
Crampton was there representing
Oh,
for
awesome.
Puppet Master. Yeah.
That was great.
Very good question.
They were like, if you haven't, are you planning on being there? But they were just there.
It was like a week ago.
Yep.
Did we cover all the fests that you've got upcoming? I think we did. I
think
just want to be
so.
sure that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Good. We have a partner on this show that is kind of our advertising partner, our sponsor, called Corpse Factory
Ooh, that
for
sounds
Corpse
fun.
Paint show.
Oh, cool.
And yeah. So and here's what they sell. They sell collectibles and clothing and.
Oh, I want that backpack. I like that.
They
head.
have amazing horror accessories, clothing. They sell dolls. The backpack. I have the creature
Ooh, I like
backpack.
that one. Oh, that's
It's
cool.
amazing. I love the backpacks.
What is the
they sell.
website?
Corsefactory.com.
Corsefactory.com.
I got my hair bow, like my headband from there.
Oh, I like
cool.
it. I just noticed it had an eye. I like that.
Yeah, they sell awesome.
Well, show us again on camera, Jane. Yeah.
I got my headband from Corpse Factory.
That's awesome.
She's got
They
3
sell
eyes
amazing
today.
clothes. they keep me my little like horror fashion
Nice.
That's awesome.
up to date.
Corpsefactory.com.
Corsefactory.com.
A lot of nice dresses too.
Yeah, they've got cute clothes they've got clothes for men and women. horror clothes. So yeah, just check them out.
Nice.
And in fact, they had a huge booth at Frightmare.
They have a huge booth at Frightmare.
Oh my gosh, look at that dress.
Ooh, I like that.
I want that.
And they've got even more stuff if you go to, like, if you see them at conventions and stuff, they have even more stuff there. But yeah, I have the Tales from the Crypt dress. I love that dress.
Oh,
nice.
that's great.
I can't wear it here because it's a green screen and it'll disappear.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many clothes. I have the Goosebumps dress too, and I love the Goosebumps dress. It's freaking awesome, but I can't wear it here because it's green, and it'll just disappear. And I'm all like,
We should do a show and have you guys back. We'll all wear green. And then we'll just be ahead.
Dickie will love us for that. He's like shaking his head. He's
Whatever.
Like, you won't really be. It's weird because my bangs used to be green. And it would, like, things would just disappear and they would be dancing. And it'd be really weird. So, like, I would lean and, like, the N would be in there or the A. I'm like, look, I'm a part of it. But I dyed them blue so that I can't do that anymore because it's too distracting.
Yeah.
Because I can be like that sometimes.
So we mentioned Deep Vellum and Wits End and Deep Vellum and Deep Vellum Books and Deep Vellum and also Brain Dead Brewing and others. And there's another venue we love a lot called Gas Monkey.
Oh, yeah, Gas Monkey.
Course.
Yep.
Gas Monkey Live and Gas Monkey Bar and Grill.
Yep.
We've been there recently, and we have some cool pictures to share.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we love going to shows there, especially metal shows.
Oh, yeah.
Or Witch House Dark Wave,
Gotcha.
of course. Yeah. Satanic friendly.
Yes.
So we got some cool pictures from Gas Monkey, and then they have some upcoming events too. Okay, this is Ogre from Skinny Puppy.
Oh, cool.
It's Metal Dave Photography. Dave Gonzalez. Shout out to him for sending me the couple of these cool pictures.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that a great shot
That
too?
looks fun, yeah.
So Jenny Slash and I are right down there in the crowd.
I was
somewhere.
actually
Yeah.
upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I snuck upstairs in the VIP section.
Oh, that's a
there's
cool
another one.
picture.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I had a really good view, though, and I saw you. I was watching you like a creeper. I was like, he has no idea I'm up here.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
It was a really good show.
Ogre goes to a lot of horror fests as well. He's been in a couple of movies.
Oh, cool.
A couple of horror movies, yeah.
Very neat.
All right, so now we got the backdrop that says we're restricted.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So just so you know, you can use the F word.
I like
We've
to.
given formal notice.
I want to point out just a shameless plug for my boyfriend's band Arsis. They're playing Gas Monkey Bar and Grill on October 16th, co-headlining with Decrepit Birth. So
Hell yeah!
Awesome.
So yeah, check them out October 16th.
We love Gas Monkey
Is that
and metal.
that's fantastic?
It
Yes.
is.
Arsis
Yes.
is your boyfriend's band.
Yes.
All right, and they're playing with Decrepit Birth
Yes.
at Gas Monkey,
Gas Monkey Bar and Grill,
October.
October 16th.
Mark it. October 15th, 16th.
It's the Bloodletting North America tour.
Oh, nice. So on this show, frequently we talk about Gas Monkey, the Gas Monkey website, and on the calendar part, you scroll down. There's so many cool metal bands coming, and so James is here in the studio with us.
Yes.
Yes. Arsis,
I'm waving at him
represent.
right now.
We need to have you back, James. We'll talk about Arsis and metal.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a veteran of the metal.
Fantastic. Oh, wait. Oh, look.
You didn't know we have a side camera. Sorry. Yeah.
God, that's cool. Now, all right.
I'm just going to keep smiling.
This is, all right, so we're going to highlight a couple other events at Gas Monkey.
Yeah.
This is Devil Driver with Ginger, their metalcore band, and Raven Black. They've been guests on this show.
Nice.
In fact, here's a t-shirt.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Female fronted.
That's
really
awesome.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool, dark, fun band.
They're really
Very
nice,
cool.
too. They're really awesome.
So that's coming up, and we've got a couple others. Karakon, well, this one,
Oh,
Goblin.
yes.
Yep.
Yep.
They're going to show the movie.
Are you guys going?
You're
Yeah,
going.
going.
We're going to. Have you got to see it where they have the movie and then they play the music?
No.
I've seen Fabio Frizzi. He did it with, gosh, what was it? I forget the name. Oh, from The Beyond. The Beyond.
He did
Okay,
the Beyond.
cool.
Yeah, he scored The Beyond while
Yeah,
I was playing at the Texas Theater.
Texas
We
Theater.
got to see with the Suspiria screening in Austin. Like, was that like 5 years ago now?
Yeah, for Housecore.
Housecore did it. Yeah.
That was a festival that used to
be
be annual in
awesome.
Texas.
Yeah, it was like 3 years, I think they did that. But and then we saw them at the Texas Theater when they did just this Goblin came and played.
Yeah, I missed that. I was so mad.
It was cool. They're cool too. They're nice.
Winter Sun is playing, and that is coming up September 19th. So that is soon at Guest Monkey Bar and Grill. Cool band, Winter Sun.
Cool.
And let's see. So we got Goblin, Winter Sun, Devil Driver, and Karak Angren. That's Friday, October 19th. Guest Monkey Bar and Grill.
Nice.
And so, yeah, I don't know, Ziggy, if you can find Gas Monkey
We need
website. We'll try and pull up Arsis event too.
Cool. And next time we need to start. We need to pull up Vulgar Fest. Vulgar Fest is October 20th at the Rail Club, and I will be performing there.
Oh, cool. Rail Club's awesome.
Sideshow.
A bunch of
I'm not a
metal
metal band.
Kennedy say.
Oh, cool.
Doing sideshow, so I'm a sideshow performer. So Sideshow Rats, my sideshow troupe, will be performing there.
So like it's all metal bands plus Janie
An
Slash doing
we're an
Wow.
all-girl sideshow.
Oh, cool.
all girl
Awesome.
sideshow. So it's kind of a break
cool.
from the metal.
Nice.
Good idea,
I
huh?
like
We're
that,
like
yeah.
right in the middle.
You need that
awesome.
sometime.
Yeah, it'll be
Everybody a
awesome.
breather.
It'll be great. It'll be like, oh, okay, break from metal. Girls doing gross shit. Down, yes.
Nice.
What did she just stick in her face? Okay, yeah.
What is your specialty, Janie? Like, what is your thing that you do?
Sideshow, human blockhead. I'm a human blockhead, and
what's
then
that?
Atlanta.
With the nails?
Yeah, I hammer a nail in my nose, and I have
Oh.
a power drill that I drill
Cool.
into my face.
Oh my
Skull.
gosh.
That's cool.
She drills her skull.
I like to say face, but yes, it's my skull. It goes into the center of my skull, and if I stick it too far back, it tickles the back of my throat. I do human crazy straw, where I take a tube and I stick it in my nose, pull it out of my mouth, and then I drink a beer through my nose into my mouth. Does that make
Wow.
sense?
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I lay on a bed of nails, and they smash the center block off of me, and I have a machete ladder and walk on broken glass. So I do a lot of things. I guess I don't really have a
Wow.
specialty.
Wow.
I have like a
awesome.
whole house that looks like a torture dungeon, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, because you walk in and you're like, that's a bed of nails and that's a machete. Like, I have a pile of machetes. Like, when we bought the machetes, the lady at Walmart, because we got our machetes from Walmart for my machete bed, was like, I didn't even know we sold these here. I'm scared to touch them. And I was like, it's fine. She's like, why do you need 6 of them?
Oh my god.
And I'm like, project? She was like, I was like, I hope nobody gets murdered with 6 machetes in the next few days.
Oh my god.
They come looking for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we made a barbed wire hula hoop because I hula hoop barbed wire, and
No one else does that.
No, I
nobody.
I've never heard of that before.
We called several places and we were like, we just need like 6 feet of barbed wire, and they're like, we don't sell it by the foot. We sell it by the spool. So we have a whole spool of barbed wire at home, and I was like, I hope nobody gets murdered with 6 feet of barbed wire, because they're like, what the fuck do you only need 6 feet of barbed wire? Like, what the fuck is that for?
We had to buy a quarter mile of barbed wire to make a barbed wire hula hoop.
We still have it too, and that was like 5 years ago that I made that hula. Well, he helped me make that hula hoop, which was a lot of blood and cuts, by the way.
Do you need some barbed wire for anything? Because
We need barbed wire.
We might.
I mean, maybe.
I actually have a guy that just got some property, so he's looking for some fencing. So I might be able to take that off your hands.
Perfect.
It's really weird. It's like, okay,
taking
you
up
just
room
step
in our
around.
house.
I got to step around the barbed wire. Yeah, it's like, because it's just sitting like in our like his
It's-
man cave. His man cave has a spool of barbed wire in it. He has a man cave, and I have a burlesque room.
Nice.
What? All right. So Arsis is. Did you say it's called bloodletting?
Yeah,
The
there it
bloodletting.
is. Yep. The
All
bloodletting.
right.
North
Yeah.
American.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So that's at
Awesome.
at Bar and Grill.
Bar and Grill, yeah.
Bar and Grill. Okay. Bloodletting North America, featuring decrepit birth, and Arsis. Hell yeah! Internal bleeding, pyrexia, within destruction, and I am destruction. They're a great band too.
Yeah.
Just saw them in Deep Vellum.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very good. Thank you, James. God dang, that's great. That is some good death metal.
Hey, metal and horror just goes together.
Our show's about.
It's the perfect combination.
I had someone ask me if I ever get hurt. Other than a few minor cuts and scratches and bruises, not really. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the answer to my question.
But she actually does hula hoop with barbed wire going into her.
Oh, it goes into you?
Yeah, I've been doing it so long, but seriously, it's just a few minor scratches usually. I don't do it every day.
I don't know. I think you're being really being too kind to yourself. There's sometimes blood, and really we have to have an ambulance on standby.
There is no ambulance
Really?
on standby. No.
Oh, I was going to say.
We're in Deep Vellum. There's always
I have to see
ambulances
this
on
now.
standby.
That's a good point.
Okay, so
Yes,
that means
I
you're
have-
coming to our show,
No,
right?
I
Yes,
said that.
like, I
there
have to
are
see this now.
there are cuts and scratches sometimes, but nothing like I've never had to get stitches. Knock on table because there's no wood. or anything major.
And how do people tip you, Janie?
You can staple it to my ass.
Oh, she does that too. She staples money to herself.
I don't staple money to myself. I let people staple money
With
to
a real
me.
staple?
Yeah, with a real staple gun.
Like a staple gun?
Yeah, with a staple gun. Yeah, I let them staple it to my arms and my ass. Can't do the boobs. That's the only time I've actually been hurt. We had a vein. That's why I can't do my boobs anymore.
Ow.
But I didn't really get hurt. I mean, I had a bruise.
Yeah, she walks around the crowd with a staple gun, and if people tip her a 1, a 5, whatever, they can staple it to her body. You know.
Wow. How do you get them out?
People usually fight over who gets to yank them out. My troop mates go backstage. There's usually someone armed with a bottle of alcohol that they spray, and another girl. So what they do is I hold a paper towel and they grab the tip of the dollar bill and just yank it out, and somebody sprays it, and then I put a paper towel on my
Those
ass.
other
And then
members
I'm
of
like,
the troop
Is
who are
it
helping you.
bleeding? Yes,
Yeah.
just girls from my troop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it bleeding? And they're like, you might need a Band-Aid for that one. So I have like a stash of My Little Pony Band-Aids. And so then I get a Band-Aid and I do the Band-Aid. So they just yank the dollar and spray me. They don't ever come in contact with actual blood or anything.
This is fascinating.
This is absolutely.
We didn't even tell you
Yeah.
the part about her joining the circus for 3 weeks in Ohio.
I was only gone 17 days.
All right.
Yeah.
Didn't work out?
No. I was just gone for 17 days. I was only playing.
They booked her for that long.
That was the long I
okay.
was booked for. Yeah, I went to Ohio. They play county fairs. So it was a family-friendly circus sideshow, and I performed with them for 2 weeks. And it was fun. I got beheaded in the guillotine, and I got put in the electric
Alice
chair.
Cooper routine.
Oh, nice.
That's why I told them. I was like, I felt like Alice Cooper for 2 weeks
That's
because they
awesome.
put me in the guillotine. They beheaded me, which was fun, and then they put me in like the electric chair, and I got to shock people
Oh, that's cool.
and like holds up with my finger.
Oh, yeah.
And light a torch with my finger, which is really fucking. I was like, look, guys, I'm like magical and amazing. And then I did human blockhead, and then they put me in a straitjacket and hung me upside down. So essentially, they like tortured me for 2 weeks. It was great.
It was
She
great.
ran off and joined the circus.
They
for
they hung me upside down 25 feet in the air, and they're like, escape! And I'm like, ah!
in a straitjacket.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And then they lowered me back down after I got out of it. They were like, okay, you can let her back down now. She got free.
We got some cool pictures to show you of fun we've been having recently
Yeah.
in Deep Vellum, really.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all Deep Vellum. And so we're going to cycle through these, and some of them, well, we got a variety of things. We'll let Ziggy kind of pick and group it, and we'll just kind of start. And Janie kind of explain some of these because I think you're in every picture almost.
This is starting to feel narcissistic. Can we just skip it?
All right. Well, we also have pictures of the
I wanna
bands.
I
see-
like how he's like, you're in like every single photo.
No, but come on. She was in a pinup pageant last night. We want to see
For
that.
the record, I didn't put together this slideshow because I would have omitted all the photos.
And
Let's see.
pictures of bands we've seen recently and such. So
Nice.
Awesome.
Janie?
I like my
Aw.
face. I'm like, what? I'm looking like
That dress is so pretty. Yeah.
It's my pinup pageant dress.
Oh, it's cute.
this is her holding court at
Oh,
the pinup
nice.
pageant.
Yeah, the Invasion Car Show was yesterday in Deep Vellum, so we went to
Oh,
the Invasion Car Show,
cool.
and I
Awesome.
competed in the Miss Invasion pageant.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
I went to
Oh.
the Invasion.
That's my friend Ashley.
Oh, cool.
She's in a band called Scary Terry and the Bang Bangs.
And this is the only pose I know.
That's the only pose. And she's just really, really hot and talented and gorgeous and beautiful. So she was out there working for Lucky Lou shoes, which are the shoes I was wearing. They showed you. They have like they're hand carved. They're amazing.
Love those shoes.
Yeah, they're amazing. They had a vendor there, and she was out helping sell the shoes. She sold like 7 pairs, I think. I know she sold me a pair. I was like, oh, I want what you're
So
wearing.
you're-
She's like, oh, they're inside. And I was like, fuck yeah,
Hey,
go get me
so
some.
for all
About a
of
pair.
you're talking about shoes, and for all of our foot fetish viewers, which I think there are many,
I don't really know, actually. We could take a poll.
we
I don't think
do
that's a poll we want to take.
We do,
Take a poll. Don't comment in the
we do
comment with any,
we do
like,
concert footage, which is pictures of feet at concerts.
Really? Oh, I get it. I
Shoes.
get
Concert
it.
Shoes.
Oh.
It's shoes. We don't take pictures of people's actual feet. That would be weird.
So this is our. Oh, look at that.
Okay, those
those
are
yours?
No, those are Ashley's. I wasn't there for that, but yeah, those are Ashley's. Those are actually the Lucky Lou shoes.
They're pretty shoes.
Isn't that artistic?
They
That
are
is. Yeah, I like that.
gorgeous. They have
You like
different
feet now, don't you?
themes that they do.
I like those shoes.
All right. So
Yeah, my
These-
foot's next to her foot. She was like, I hope people realize that we're 2 different people because
these are all our
weird,
friends.
yeah.
This is our traditional concert footage photo.
because I bought the same shoes as her.
Nice.
That was at Trees last night.
Cool. Very cool.
Now, Jamie Slash and her friend Ashley did walk around and got some cool pinup
I love when you
you don't
take
have
photos of me and I have no idea you're taking them. Thank you for
Right,
that.
candid.
And you put them on the
It's
show.
candid.
And I put him on the
I'm
show.
like, what?
And there you're back on stage. So
Satan has this thing where he takes blurry photos. Okay, that was 4 years ago. So I did this pinup pageant 4 years ago, right? I wore the same dress, and I got the same question. And I also got third that year, and I got third.
Oh, wow.
So it's supposed to be a random question.
It's supposed to be a random question. I always get, what is your favorite drink? So,
What is your favorite drink?
well, the first year, I answered whatever somebody yelled at me, which was tequila. And I don't actually drink tequila, but I said tequila because it felt good to yell and I got cheer. This year, I said Jameson Irish whiskey with no chaser, room temperature. 'Cause That's
And
what
a
I
big
drink.
cheer went up in the
Wow.
crowd.
That is
Yeah,
what I
awesome.
drink. A lot. Apparently, I don't. The problem is everybody knows my drink now when I go places, so it always seems to randomly appear, and I'm like, shit. 6 shots
it
in,
now.
I'm
Obligated.
Oh, jeez.
Like, it's like a huge compliment when somebody buys you a drink, and you're like, oh, I have to drink it now. It's nice. Then you're like, I've had 6 of these. I don't think I'm gonna die
Yeah.
because I can't drink a lot.
All right, look at that one. That's in front of Wits
That's a
End.
great
Oh,
photo.
that's awesome.
I was just trying to show off the shoes.
Look at that. Oh,
Fine, the shoes. We're back to that one again. Make that one disappear.
okay. All right, we'll scroll on. There we go. The top 3 from Miss the pinup pageant last
Oh,
night.
cool.
Miss
The girl in the
Invasion.
white was the winner, and then the girl in the middle got second and third. We were actually like, perfectly in line. They were like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, nice. And that was at the...
Look at this one.
Oh, that's
That was
good.
at the Invasion car show. Mike Brooks took that one. He's a professional photographer.
Thank you to Mike Brooks.
nice.
His
The
watermark
Observer.
is at the bottom. Mike Brooks.
Nice. I went to the Invasion car show probably 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
really fun. Yeah.
It's a good time, and they usually have a band and like a show after it. Trees.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's the
That's
foot
cool.
foot photograph session.
I like how you
That's a good
took the
one.
behind the scenes where she looks awkward and she's trying to hold her poor feet up and put it on air. I'm sure she's
Yeah.
so happy with you.
Someone
right
else
now.
was taking the close up of her feet, and I was sneaking the photo from. Yeah.
That
All right,
was
here's
a
the
cool
hearse.
Is that your hearse?
we found.
It,
No,
it looks
I-
kind of like that,
ours
but it is not that
similar,
one.
but not the same. That was actually, is that the ambulance? It was an ambulance hearse.
Oh, yeah.
And on the inside, they had like the ambulance, like the stretcher and a chair. It was awesome.
That's cool.
There's a horror movie called The Ambulance. I
at
think
this
it's
one.
from 1990. Oh,
seen
that's
that.
nice.
Wait. The ambulance?
The Ambulance from like 1990, and it stars Eric Roberts. And it's about, it's one of the ambulances that looks like a hearse, and it is the craziest movie ever. It's just
Cool.
like Eric Roberts going nuts.
Yeah.
And it's shot very well, and like, you know, it's like Christine, but with an ambulance.
Neat.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. It's
I love
cool.
Christine.
All right. The
Such
ambulance.
a good movie.
And I think we might have some more.
Oh, that car.
All right, so let's dovetail here. Now, this is the free metal night at Brain Dead. Okay, this was a group I really like. They're from California called Violent Opposition, and they play grindcore. And they just came in unannounced and just did a free show
Nice.
in front of Brain Dead on Thursday night. And that's the bass player.
Cool.
And yeah, they're called Violent Opposition. So this is the sign we
Oh,
put out
cool.
front. I DJ, and then we also have Metal Massage from Rock and Soul Wellness, DFW.
Nice.
Metal Thursday. This band is called Dead Tooth. They also were playing that same night, so usually it's 2 bands,
Cool.
and we just set up outside and play. Violent Opposition,
Nice.
That's awesome.
very cool band.
Okay,
Now,
cool.
and then any other pictures? I know we got a couple other randoms. Ziggy, there's another filmmaker that I ran across, and he makes B movies only. His name is Bill Zebub. Yeah. And so we said hi to him, and that's him on the
Oh,
right.
cool.
Yeah. And again, that's my
It's
one
the-
pose. Yeah,
He only knows one
go-to.
pose.
my one pose. Yeah.
That's it.
You gotta have
Yeah.
a go-to pose.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I
That's
know,
like that's
funny.
all he knows. That's
Yeah.
it.
Stick with what you're good at.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
perfected
all right.
it.
So
He's
yeah,
perfecting
okay.
it.
These are some randoms as well. These are previous issues, of course. And you guys have covered Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's so good. This is Son of Leatherface, and there've been, all the remakes and such. And I like this
Oh,
one
it's a
too because it's
classic.
Janie Slash's
I
favorite
love this
movie.
cover.
I love Motel Hell.
Oh, awesome.
It's a
Did-
great movie.
Do you love it because it's 3D-ish? Is that what you mean? Or
Yeah, so whenever we were, kind of laying out the cover of this Fangoria, we went through years and years worth of Fangorias, and we were trying to figure out, what made the most sense, and we all kept going back to, the first, I guess it was like the first 10 issues, and just how they kind of changed from the Godzilla issue, and then just kind of going through, and Motel Hell's just my favorite Fangoria cover.
It's a great cover.
No kidding. Well, good. And Pumpkinhead, look at that one.
I love Pumpkinhead.
And then, so on the left is kind of the film, right? Film reel,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so
Yep.
you don't
Film
have to
strip.
tell us, but that is a cool graphic thing.
It is pretty cool.
It is cool.
It's awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's what we'll say. We love it.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing.
Hey, I want you to hold our baby for a second.
Which one?
Yeah.
I hold
that,
this baby?
that
Hold that
Cenobite,
baby.
yeah, that one's for
Yes.
you to hold.
Careful,
Baby.
it's sharp.
Yeah, that's our Cenobite baby.
Be careful, it's sharp.
We
Jess
just want
loves
to,
creepy dolls.
Somebody made that for him
Natasha.
at
Oh,
Frightmare.
thank
They
you.
gave it to him at Frightmare. They made it special for him.
Oh, I love this one. It's got Alice Cooper makeup. It's got Alice
Oh,
Cooper makeup.
that's awesome.
Like 1972.
I like it.
I love that.
I love creepy
You're
dolls,
going to see Alice
so-
Cooper in
I
October.
am.
She is.
I'm so excited.
That's very good.
I love this.
We like creepy dolls, and I don't know.
I love creepy dolls.
Okay,
I
so-
absolutely love creepy dolls.
Well, cool. Welcome to our show. You belong here.
Our house
Jessica,
is
you
filled
do.
with creepy dolls.
Really? That's awesome.
And this is, it's sort of like Puppet Master in that the small are scary. And think about other doll movies, of course, they're scary.
Yeah.
I referenced the first Alien when it was small
Oh
and running everywhere
Yeah.
like a puppet, and they can get anywhere. And so, I don't know. Small, I think,
Small
is creepy.
creepy. Definitely
Small
is.
is creepier.
One of my favorite, Trilogy of Terror.
Oh, Trilogy of Terror.
Oh, yeah.
Fun
The Zany
fact.
doll.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Charles Band. He loved that movie so much that inspired him to make Puppet Master. So Trilogy of Terror is how we got the Puppet Master franchise.
That's awesome.
So
It is such a great little short film.
it is. It's so
And
scary.
not a lot of people have seen it.
And Karen Black is just amazing
Oh
in it.
The first two were okay, but like the third
The
one,
little
yeah.
Zune
What is
fetish
it?
doll.
What is that one called? It's a Zuni doll.
Yeah.
But what is that? It's called. What is it? I forget what that segment's called. Do you know, Ziggy?
I forget.
But yeah, no. I remember my grandma was like, "Oh, you have to see it. It's like the scariest thing ever." And it's just crazy because she's like battling it. It's like
It's scary.
trying to stab her. And the ending is the fucking best.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is scary.
Just watch it. Go find it and watch it right now.
Wasn't Karen Black? Karen Black, just so awesome.
Oh, she's amazing.
I have a copy of it that I got from Blockbuster online before it went under, and then I never mailed it back because I couldn't find it, and I found it one day, and I was like, oh, it's like nostalgia. I have like that, and it has like, it's in the Blockbuster envelope from way back in the day.
Oh,
Memories.
I know. Do you guys like drive by like the old signs sometimes? Like the Blockbuster's not on there anymore, but it's the shape of like the ticket.
You can still
Oh,
And you
yeah.
can still tell.
Yeah.
And like I always like die a little bit inside when I see that.
That was
Yeah.
like my favorite job because I did that.
She
for,
worked
like,
there.
A little
That's
bit.
cool.
Yeah,
and you were
it's
talking
great.
about walking the aisles, Natasha.
yeah.
We
and looking at-
we actually had my old assistant manager at Blockbuster on the show a few weeks ago because he just directed a short film called Leave Only Footprints.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It was about urban exploration.
Oh,
It was
nice.
really good. Yeah, it's a short, but it's a really good short. He let us watch it, but we can't show it. You have to wait. to see
Well,
it.
yeah, independent filmmaker, local, and he made a cool
We'll
short.
post whenever he
awesome.
gets
We
actually,
support
like when he does
independent-
the screening. It showed at Rock
Yeah.
Focus, but yeah, it's really good. I think
All
you should-
independent filmmakers, we support you. We support genre of horror, independent film, and independent music. Yeah, very good.
Oh,
well,
Trilogy
hey,
of Terror is now out on Blu-ray. Our friend Richard, creator of the Corpsepaint show, just informed me. So get it on
Cool.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
Thank you,
nice.
Richard.
Nice.
Don't be like me and steal it from Blockbuster on accident.
for the record, there is one Blockbuster open in the nation.
Alaska.
It's like in
Is it Alaska or Seattle?
It's
or
Alaska,
I think-
but they are closing or are closed already.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it
read
was.
something about it recently.
Yeah.
okay, but I think after they closed, there was still one left.
Really?
I think. Yeah,
Interesting.
I think.
I hope.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll
That's
might need to clarify it next week, but
I still get excited. There's still family videos out there.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's one in Garland, right? Garland
Yep.
Family Video. And then when I was in Ohio, I drove by some video rental places, and I was like, oh, I love these. And then Austin has
I love video.
a video rental place still, right?
I love video is
Open Video,
amazing
is
in
that what it is?
Austin.
What
It's
is it?
huge. It's called I Love Video
Where's
in
that
Austin. It's I'm not sure
north,
exactly where
I think
it
the north
is.
part of town,
Yeah, I think so. But it's huge, and they have so many crazy.
and you can rent
titles.
or buy.
Yeah, it's mostly rent.
That's awesome.
Yeah, most of the
because you still have
VHSs
places like
for
Movie
rent.
Trading Co. where you can buy or rent, but
Oh yeah, I love Movie Trading
and
Company.
I love Movie Trading Co. because it used to be owned by Blockbuster, I think.
Speaking of cool
I didn't
movies,
know that.
we could show the trailer to this.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this movie that we watched.
JD Slash, you want me to hand it to you?
You don't have to, but you can show it right there. I don't. Okay.
Ah, well, then
okay,
Natasha
just
do
pass
it.
it this
Wait, are
way.
we
You've already
passing
started.
down?
Pass it down to watch the Poughkeepsie tapes because we talked about briefly last week and disturbing, weird movies that are rare and hard to find because we talked about the Bunny Game last week. So this week we're gonna talk about the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Now, Janie Slash does a segment here called Weekly Dose of Horror,
Okay.
which, take it over, girl.
Oh, so much pressure. Weekly Dose of Horror. I didn't get my intro. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah,
I'm just joking. So anyway, I watched this movie. I'm not gonna lie. We started last night. I fell asleep. I was really tired though, so I finished it this morning. It's like Ziggy, you talked about it last week a little bit, right? It had some very interesting elements to it and some kind of cool scenes, but I don't think the execution was exactly spot on. But there were some really neat kill scenes, and it had a documentary element that made it kind of cool.
kind of a mockumentary.
It's not really a mockumentary.
Yeah,
I think.
it's such a fun, lighthearted romp.
Mockumentary is not. I'd say it's a faux documentary. It's not really a mockumentary. It wasn't making fun of it. It seemed they were trying to make it sound like it was a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
But that is an element that I appreciated about the Poughkeepsie tapes is I feel like I could take it and present it to my mother as, hey, look at this new crime documentary, and she would be absolutely terrified and think it was real.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why it was so controversial when it first came out, was because it felt real and it looked real. Because they were talking about, these people, you actually believe that they watched these tapes and that they were actual real murder scenes. And I like the mask element was kind of interesting, and the whole idea of what is it I'm trying to think of, the Stockholm syndrome of his last victim that actually happened to survive, that he left her to be found and things like that. There was some interesting kind of reveals that we weren't expecting, and you're kind of like, oh shit, just small little details that they put in there.
Do you want to watch them?
Yeah, we can watch the trailer and we can talk about it after I watch the trailer.
Poughkeepsie tapes.
We have to wait 24 hours.
Today, police made a shocking discovery in Poughkeepsie.
A third body was found here today. A Poughkeepsie couple vanished over the weekend, seemingly without a trace.
Do you mind if I film this? I'm making a little movie about my trip.
The Poughkeepsie tapes.
Cool.
So it's shot from actually the killer's perspective. So it's a person making a documentary about the tapes. I like how there was a scene where they referenced that I think there was a bunch of tapes and they said 27 were missing or something.
Yeah, that's the reveal is they find over 800. That's one of the reveals is they find over 800 tapes that have been purposefully left for them to find, and I think 16 to 20 are just randomly plucked out.
Yeah, they're all numbered, so you know they're missing.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting, and it's an older movie. It's not super old, but it came out in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, so it was set. It was set for release in 2008, but the distributor actually dropped it from the release schedule because it was proving to be such a controversial movie, and so it leaked out, and so there were a bunch of bootleg copies, and until about a year ago, last October they did a Blu-ray release, and that was the first actual widespread distribution of it. So for about a solid decade, you could barely get your hands on it.
You just, I read about it a lot in horror magazines and on websites and things like that. And I found it at a horror convention on bootleg. Mine's a bootleg. I got it like 5 years ago. Or 4 years ago, I guess. And it was one of those movies that I actually bought, was really excited about, and didn't actually get around to watching until after Ziggy mentioned last week that he watched it. And I was like, oh, I should watch it. We should talk about it. So... And I've been covering kind of controversial movies because we covered one called The Bunny Game last week, which is one I can't really recommend to people because it's really strong content, really hard to watch. This one wasn't, it had some moments, but it's definitely an interesting view. It felt a little long. It could use a little bit more editing. It was only like 86 minutes, I believe, but it felt much longer. But it was still well done. It was still well made, and definitely worth a viewing.
Surprisingly subtle. I will say that about it.
It was a lot. It was, when you've been waiting so long to see a movie, you think it's going to be way more intense and way more disturbing after, especially, the controversy surrounding it. And I think I wasn't, after seeing a lot of the movies I've seen, I was just kind of like, oh, okay. That wasn't that bad. I mean, it had its moments, but I didn't. I've seen like August Underground and August Underground Mortem, which are way more intense. And after watching The Bunny Game and things like that, this didn't feel as intense. But for a lot of people, it is graphic, it is disturbing, and it will definitely, there's some content in there that is definitely hard to watch. So I can't really recommend it to everybody. But if you're into that kind of thing, it's worth viewing.
Cool. I get the impression that Fangoria is going to bring us, in Cinestate, a new perspective. And maybe Satanic Panic, directed by a woman, Chelsea
Stardust.
Stardust. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Wouldn't it be cool to see a movie where it's the woman who's
100%
inflicting pain on her terrorizers or her stalkers, her whatever?
I feel like that, like the new Halloween is definitely going that way too. You know, with from Laurie's kind of point of view.
Neat.
So I think there definitely is room, and we're all about being fearless.
Yeah.
So that's one of our things. Like, we don't want to make boring content. Like, we're gonna go for it.
Absolutely.
We want to hear from you for all the launches.
Yes,
and
for sure.
Everything you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to hear about it all.
Absolutely.
Yes. From now until whenever. All the rest of this year and next year, and
for sure.
And we want to know about it.
Absolutely. No, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for
great.
having us
Thank
on
you.
the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's such an honor.
Yeah.
Any other big points that maybe we haven't touched on?
Really, just subscribe before September 11th so that you're one of the people that get to see the magazine first. So
yeah, and
yes,
if you
click
do
the red subscribe.
Yeah, click subscribe up at the top at fangoria.com. And we are going to be announcing something big this week that will be in the magazine.
This is what I like. Here.
Yeah. So,
but it's still a secret.
On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, at Fangoria. So this week, look out for something really cool that's going to be in the magazine. So it will be like the one thing that we release that's in it. So be sure you tune in.
Really, people need to go to your Facebook page and make sure that they've liked it, and we'll monitor.
Follow us. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So it's exciting.
Very cool.
It's very exciting. Yeah. I can't wait.
We have a website. It is corpsepaint.net. Corpsepaint.net.
Nice. I like that. Retro.
Yeah.
With the .net. I like
that. And there it is.
Oh, cool.
So,
nice.
Look who it is.
Oh, the Electric Prunes.
Well, we have
Too Much to Dream last night. It's a great song.
Isn't it? Thank you. Yeah.
So good.
So we have a radio station.
Oh, cool.
That is on that website. So it's 24/7, and right now it's all Damned theme.
Oh, cool.
Of the Damned and side projects of the Damned. But also we have a tab on there for finding past. There you are. Look.
There's us.
So if we scroll down, these are some things coming up. There's you guys. And we also have past shows that we highlight as well, a link to our YouTube channel where all the past shows are, and a donate button on the top right. So we ask also if people have an extra couple of bucks to help us out, because we pay for all this studio ourselves out of our pocket. So just encourage anyone, please, to consider that.
Yeah.
So there we are. It's corpsepaint.net.
Awesome.
A lot of fun there on that website too. So.
Awesome. Great. Well, this is a great set. You guys are so much fun. Thank you so much
Very
for
welcome.
having
Thank
us
you for
on
coming
and
on.
to talk about Fangoria. We're glad it's back.
Yeah.
We can't wait for you guys to see it.
We're excited.
And thank you to Ziggy for handling this whole show. Thank you very much. Jessica and Natasha and Janie Slash and myself, we say check for us next week. We always got cool stuff coming up.
See you next Sunday.
Yeah, the Corpsepaint Show. Every Sunday we're here live. We're going to give you 90 minutes of live, great, irreverent shit. And also just talk about Satan and talk about movies and talk about metal and talk about Jenny Slash's weekly dose of horror.
Yeah. Texas Frightmare Weekend. I am here with Dee Wallace. Don't stare at my boobs the whole time.
Sure. I do get comments from occasionally religious fanatics.
I've seen people stop and down.
Who want to wag their finger at me for being Satan.
The Corpsepaint Show rules!